I have to start with spirit figures or I just can't get into the zone. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Erika.
So bad.
And I'm Sarah. We are the Living Understaffed podcast, the chaos we can't clock out of. Today, we have the team of Madison Chase on here, and we are super excited to get into some things. But first, Erika, talk about your week. How's it been?
Honestly, I don't even remember it. It was a bit of a blur. I have heat rash on just one of my armpits because I'm a child. Don't know how it happened. Can't get rid of it. Can't wear deodorant. In the summer in North Carolina.
I love how they're trying to hold back their laughter.
No, it's not laughter. It's actual pain because I understand.
Yeah. Right. Also, I am really bad about so I put guardrails up because I'm a child. And I, of course, have washi tape on hand. Who do you think I am? So,
of course.
Daisy's being really cute. Hold on.
Oh, I'm gonna powdered donut.
Truly, she's just a marshmallow, really. Same number of brain cells. She's so sweet, but so smooth. I'm trying to think. I truly do not remember. I just worked and then came home and rotted because I've been so fucking busy at work.
Yeah. Yeah, I think mine, I stayed home from work last Monday because this medication is kicking my ass. So I was just super nauseous. And then, I pretty much worked late nights either for the pod or for the army job the entire week. And then I may or may not have gone into the office on Saturday because I'm a masochist and whatever. But I took tomorrow off of work. So I'm happy with that. And I'm wrapping up, I have a bunch of time off that I need to use. Otherwise, I don't get paid for it. It's use or lose. So I put in a bunch of PTO for the next few weeks, but then I'm done. Then it's Texas and then by Missouri. So I'm trying to wrap up a bunch of projects. And there's a bunch of things in a very strange way that are puzzle pieces that I've been working on for actual years. And they're just falling into place in the last couple weeks. So I'm like, all right, as far as the universe goes, I feel like this is just all really good timing. It's difficult. It's a difficult process to go through because I've been with this job for 5 years and I'm going to miss it a lot. But it's also, it's time, man. You know, you have an instinct.
Oh, yeah.
You just know.
Been there
it's time.
Just recently, actually.
So,
yeah.
Yeah. So, Madison Chase. Tell us about your guys' week. Tell us, has there been any understaffed moments? Have you been feeling the vibe? What's going on?
We survive understaffed.
Yeah, pretty much.
We have a bad habit of just taking on everything and then more, and then maybe just a little bit more for good measure.
Because we're also strangely masochists in our own ways.
Yeah. Yes. We have 7 children. 4 of them live in the house. One of them, the feral one, he's 5 children in one. So
pretty much
just that on top of everything else, trying to find time to write, working the jobs, transitioning jobs, trying to find just time to be a family, which, sad to say doesn't always work out.
No.
It's a lot.
Oh, yeah.
So what do you guys do for outside of writing?
I am a graphic designer for a small little print shop. Yeah. I just started working there. I've been there for a month and I'm actually loving it. I'm extremely understaffed there because It was a one-man show, and he lost a lot of people, and he's been struggling to keep the place afloat, and I don't know why I gave it a chance, but I did, and it's been I actually really love it. I'm my own person there when I can work and get stuff done, and it's definitely a difference between corporate world versus small business, essentially, because that's what it is. It's a small business, and he is internally grateful because he keeps saying it. He's like, "Oh my gosh, you're like the best." I'm like, "I'm really not, but okay, thank you." I mean, when it comes to being no, I'm just saying, like, graphic wise, like, I'm not the best. Like, I get it done.
I know.
Yeah, I found a new job. It was just great. Yeah.
Yeah, you found a new job. I'm, plugging away at corporate.
Having a great time. Nothing.
Great time.
Don't worry about it.
Fantastic.
Totally fantastic.
Other than the jobs, we have been recently brought in as board members of Casey Bookbeat.
Yeah.
So
Yes, that's exciting. So
oh
what are
gosh.
the positions?
So we're actually gonna go talk more. Well, she knows what hers is.
my title is I'm the director of marketing and media. So I've been taking the reins of trying to make sure that like any of the promotions with the authors and the businesses we work with get out there, trying to streamline that, get more reach. So it is a role that I'm not unused to just as a author. Like that's what we do as an independent self-published author, right? So we take on all the hats. So it's not something I'm unused to, but it's definitely something that I am learning as I go. And her title is we actually have a board meeting today where we're going to finalize exactly what her title is, but I know it has to do with like the events.
It deals with smaller events, trying to do
fundraisers
and stuff. Do stuff more with the community, and gosh, what was the? Am I allowed to talk about some of the things? Like, I don't know what I'm allowed to talk about. Like the ideas of what.
Well, like, let me text Stacy.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm allowed to talk about because I have we have all sorts of really cool ideas.
We just
that we
gush
do.
about it is the problem.
Yeah,
it's like we're so excited that we're involved. We're excited about this community that we just tend to gush and kind of forget.
Yeah.
Well, let's also mention that we met Melissa and Chelsea. For anybody listening, we had that amazing interview and weekend with Casey Bookbeat for Lit Libations in May, and that's when we met these two. So like we are huge fans of Casey Bookbeat, and we like are. And on like a selfish level, like our social media blew up because of that event, and networking and all of the things and all the people that we talked to and the little interviews that we did. We've been putting people's promos into episodes and stuff. Like we're huge fans of Casey Bookbeat. So we're really excited that you guys are joining the board. Like that's fucking awesome.
Like it was a pleasant surprise. Like everything kind of the last year has been crazy because it was September. Like we released Dance to the Devil last September, and we just kind of stumbled through everything. Yes, that beauty. We stumbled through everything, and we're still stumbling, to be honest.
Oh yeah.
We went to the Karma Community Market events. We met other authors. We decided to just like go into doing it. We took a risk and did a vendor table.
Actually, it started before that in December when there was a writer's workshop.
We met Samantha Chambers.
Yes, we met Samantha Chambers, MS Chambers. And
I love her.
She's like our auntie, like that witchy auntie, author auntie. Like we adore her more than anything. She's the one that helped inspire and push us more towards publishing our books. And there was another lovely author who, I wish I could remember her name off the top of my head, who also helped. We have her book. And she also helped. They were both there, and they were the ones that helped push us towards pushing past the self-published one.
Yeah, Marilyn J. Evans.
Okay, Marilyn J. Evans. Okay. And they help us push past the fear. like, because we weren't sure if we wanted to go trad or if we wanted to do self-publish. Because I think we were querying at that point.
We had a query because that's always been a monster. I never really had any.
Yeah,
I didn't want to do, but
and then when we went to that writer's workshop and we read one of the scenes from Out Loud, and everyone was like, "Oh wow, yeah," and we're like, "Okay," like that helped push us in more.
Yep. I love that.
It's just that's how it's kind of snowballed. It's just we blinked and now we're here and we're with Casey Book Week, and it's amazing.
Yeah. I can't thank Stacy and Trisha. Oh my God, I can't speak sometimes. Enough. Like, honestly, they're amazing women. They inspire us to do better constantly, especially Stacy and Trisha.
It's the whole gushing thing.
Yeah,
like it comes out.
It comes out. We really can't thank them enough. They help really inspire us. So, but yeah.
Trust me, the amount of times that we talk about Trisha Otis in general is obscene. Like, I've talked to her, I've texted her individually, and I've been like, I don't know how you do it. You are an angel, but you're also a vampire, because there's no fucking way that she sleeps. There's no
It's not
possible.
Somehow is a Disney princess and also a fairy godmother at the same time.
Yes, I called her a Disney princess, especially she rescued a bird a few days ago.
Her just like coupled
to her,
and she's like, "Hello, little birdie," and then she helped it, and then that's all she wrote. Yeah.
Not shocked. No. Not at all surprised by that. No. No. So hold on. Let's take it back a little bit. So why did you guys decide to start writing? Like, where did it come from? Because yes, the last year has been crazy. I think that's pretty much a pandemic at this point for every single person. But like, where did the writing inspiration take place? Like, what?
So we are absolute nerds. We met in 2008.
Yeah.
When Emily was born. So I've known her as long as I've known my daughter.
Yeah.
We met online doing forum-based role play. I think the first one we met on was like a zombie survival.
Yes, it was a zombie survival RP, because I was still technically not old enough yet, by the way. Sorry.
Yeah, I know that makes me feel really dirty.
I know. I was like a few months away from being 18. Okay.
I was only 23. Don't make it sound like I was 40 years old.
She was old and then my mom consented. Okay, God, like,
oldies. Your mom RP'd with us.
I mean, honestly. But it was at that point where we were just sitting there writing away together and
started building websites.
We built worlds together. Like these stories that we have are part of a bigger world, and it's
been going on for 16 years.
Yeah. So there's so much more. We just haven't got it on paper yet, and it's just we're getting there. We're so close to getting it there. But truthfully, where my writing inspiration came from was from my mother. She's a writer herself. She's never published anything, but she has 5 books just sitting there ready. Like they're
oh wow.
I don't know how many drafts she has of them, but they're there, right there, thick books, just all ready to go. And she just hasn't.
She's too stubborn to publish.
Them, and they're epic fantasies, like really good stories that she told me when I was a kid. She inspired me. So I have to really give it her face for it. I never thought I'd actually do this, but I'm here. I'm doing it. I have a book published. So
yeah, for me, it was just escapism. Not a great, like, I've always been a good writer. So like in high school, whenever we had those classes, my teachers, they were always like, oh, you write phenomenally. Okay, cool. What am I going to do with that? Like, I don't care. But then I got into I got married at 19, 20 years old. I got pregnant at 19, got married at 20. So we'll go with that. But, and it was just like a world I needed to escape from. And around the time where I finally did escape is when I really started jumping into the RP world. And like my first one, we hate to admit sometimes, but it's like the first RP site I ever went on was Harry Potter. It was Hogwarts Online. And, I picked up the third book randomly on one of my lowest points in my marriage and just started reading it. And it helped me like get out of where I was. And, screw her for ruining all of that for me. Right. But yeah, the first RP site I went on was Hogwarts Online. It was awful. One line like, she walks in. Like, what is that? What was that one fan fiction? Like the Ebony Raven. My name is Ebony Raven under something. Like I look like Amy Lee and Draco Malfoy is in love with me type. There was a book, like a fan fiction book written like that. And that was kind of the same vibe.
Yeah.
I remember that. I say as somebody who used Amy Lee as the face of her character. So that was kind of that first jump into writing. I never really dove into true fan fiction. But I have to say fan fiction started me off because that's all RP really is when you have a theme like that. Like when you have, whether it's Walking Dead or Hogwarts or Supernatural.
Mine was Final Fantasy.
Like,
yeah, mine was a Final Fantasy fusion thing.
It starts as a kind of fan fiction. And then it just evolves from there.
So I think my mom was actually doing the role play stuff first. And I was like, oh, Mom, can I join? That looks like fun. She's like, no. And I'm like, oh. And then I met friends who were doing that themselves. And I was horrible. Like, so where she had compliments for writing, I did not. I sucked at it. I was horrible.
Oh
no.
Sure it was.
No, it was bad. I have improved tremendously over the years, and that's
practice.
It's practice, and it really, a lot of it was because I hated reading. I did not start reading really like until I was in high school because I hated reading. I hated it with a burning passion.
You just had dyslexia.
Yeah, I didn't realize I had dyslexia. My mom didn't want to admit that I had anything, so it was like one of those like struggles that I had. And I'm probably gonna listen to this, and if she does, I'm so sorry, Mom. But sorry, Mom, but it's
sorry,
true.
Mama.
But no, it was one of those weird things where it's just I struggled hard, and I think the first book that I picked up, because I hated Harry Potter. I'm sorry, that was not my jam.
It wasn't mine either.
Everybody was like, "Oh, this is the bee's knees," and I was like, I read like the first couple of lines, and I was like, "Nope." I shut it and pushed it off to the side.
To be fair, the audiobook was so much better of an experience.
I'm glad. I like the movies, and they're not even that great. Like they're great, but they're not
nostalgic,
that great.
And that's really it.
That's it. Yeah. But then I was like, okay, cool, I guess. And then a teacher introduced me to oh my god, Danny Pendragon. It's like the Flume series or something like that. I can't remember the author's name, and it had like 15 books, and it was like magically amazing. Like it was sci-fi, and that's where my love is sci-fi. I absolutely adore sci-fi, and so funny because I write urban fantasy, but that's but I absolutely adore.
It's Danny Pendragon.
Yes,
that's DJ McHale's.
Yeah, that's it.
DJ McHale.
Yeah, the first one's like The Merchant of Death. That's the first book, and they're YA books, and they're absolutely like so fascinating, and so obsessed with those. And then Twilight came out, and then
you can make fun of me for Harry Potter.
I mean, listen. And then okay, but hear me out. I read Twilight, was absolutely like loved it, and then the movies came out, and I was like, what? That's not Edward.
Oh, yeah.
Like I was mad. Like I was so mad.
Twilight books pissed me off because I swear, like she cheated. How are you gonna write blank pages? Like it was an artistic choice. Bella's like, oh, little spiral. No, you wrote blank pages. I feel cheated. Those are 3 pages I paid for that are blank. Like I don't know.
But then my reading advanced from there because then I got into True Blood because I saw someone else. Like it went from Twilight to True Blood, and I was like, whoa. I was like, whoa, what am I reading?
Which is really fun.
Oh my God.
That is so much better.
better.
So much better.
And it's funny because our 11-year-old, she wanted to watch True Blood, or not True no, not True Blood. She wanted to watch Twilight. We're like, I was like, we're not great parents, but we're not that bad.
So I was like, okay, I'll let her watch Twilight because I know
she loved it.
Start it. And she's like, oh, I'm Team Edward. I'm like, okay, here, watch Vampire Diaries and tell me what team you're on now. And then she's like, I'm Team Damon. I'm Team Damon.
She hates Twilight now. It's like, here we go.
Score.
Good. Vampire Diaries is much more PG rated compared to True Blood. So proud of you guys. Especially like that's like a really good transition to go from Twilight to Vampire Diaries to True Blood because eventually
True Blood. She can have the arc from later. We all know she's gonna go after her. Like it's fine. It's all good. For now,
she's a Damon girl. And then she's also watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer with me because that's my like personality.
Yes.
Okay. And a cinematic masterpiece. I will not be taking
entire masterpiece. No comments. I will die on that hill.
For me because I will not stop talking about it.
Oh yeah.
No, and I have to like hold myself in around her because I will see when I get going, you know.
It's just as bad when she talks about Buffy. I talk about aliens. It's all good. Like we have our like in between. It's funny. The sci-fi and the vampires, but then we meet somewhere in between with the angels and demons and werewolves, and we're like, yes, like it's a weird.
So, when I met you guys, of course, we tried our damnedest to get to like every table at Lit in May because obviously we're big readers and we're also big nerds of our own. We really, we were excited for you guys. So, at the end of the show, they came over and they dropped off books for me and Erika. And I was super pumped because I'm people are going to say that they don't judge a book by its cover, but everybody fucking does. And I can't. So they gifted me Dance with the Devil and I was like, fuck yeah, because the cover art is fucking gorgeous. I am a huge fan. So
yeah, I did that.
It's beautiful. It really is. It's beautiful. So the little author note is if you've ever been told you were going to hell and you actually questioned if that was worse than spending eternity with those same judgmental assholes, this book is for you. We'll see you there. And I was like, okay. And then page 1 of the prologue, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it talks about, so it's the main character. Here in my little slice of paradise, I didn't have to worry about bills or jobs or grocery shopping or taxes or traffic. There was no room for broken hearts or chemical imbalances, fights or grief. There was just peace, warmth, pleasure. Who in their right mind wouldn't want to stay here? He rewarded my question with a beautifully sad smile. My darling, I would love nothing more than to give you eternity with me, but I can't. You know why. And I was like, okay, all right, I'm in. On a completely like probably too personal note, but like my darling is the one fucking nickname that I have always wanted any boy toy, husband, boyfriend, person to call me, and I've never had that. And so that first I'm done.
Yeah, I got sold.
Like, I don't know, like
no more.
With that because okay, so like I'm squidgy when it comes to pet names, right?
Yeah. Yeah, she's not a big fan of those.
Well, I'm a big fan of them when they hit correctly, but there's so many like that just kind of give me an ick because not necessarily because maybe the term like the endearment is bad, but the people that it's being exchanged for, I don't like feel that when I'm reading them, and it's like that feels forced. So I'm very like careful when we're writing and we have those little endearments and pet names stick out, and I'm like, if this feels forced, I'm cutting it out.
Oh no, I wrote that for me, and we've never met, so like that was for me.
But and he does. He calls her like my darling. a lot. Like, and it's just like, there's a little bit of Pride and Prejudice, like, feel to that kind of tone, and I love it.
Just kill me now. Just kill me now. I cannot handle it. So talking about your writing. So how does the process work for you guys? Like, does a story spark with one person, you bring it to the other, you both write it? Like, what's your process like?
Yeah, like, honestly, because yes, we
as long as
somehow
it works,
it does.
right?
Like, we kind of okay, so 16 years of writing together, and we were like not in the same zip code even remotely. There was a time where she was in the military and we didn't even talk for some years. And then, like, as soon as we reconnected, we were right back on our shit. And we have this, like, understanding of how each other's brain works when it comes to, like, characters.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we have an idea, like, our upcoming vampire series is based around siblings that we played on an RP site. And we've always been able to, like, banter off each other so easily that these characters took on that whole life that we formed between us. And, like, so we start off with, hey, we have this idea, we have these siblings, let's go, how do we do it? And some of it's very, very structured. And then you have like, our romance that we're working on, and there's no structure to that. She's the sci-fi person. I'm very scared of sci-fi because I don't feel I'm intelligent enough for it, honestly.
There are days that I do not feel intelligent enough to read it. Like, I've read Dune a couple of times, the first book, and I fucking love it. But I have to go online and have, like, the character list and the worlds list and the different species and stuff and remind me which is which, because for the life of me, I cannot. Like, I just can't. So I feel it.
She's sci-fi and high fantasy brain. I'm not. I am urban fantasy and real life. I have a hard time writing contemporary, like, slice of life, that kind of stuff. I'm not a slice of life girl. Give me the monsters, give me the shadows, give me, like, the really bad, icky feelings, and let's make something fun out of it type of person. Like, urban fantasy,
Got
a little bit of horror, a little bit of smut. Like, that's my general go-to. But sci-fi and high fantasy, I'm, like, so scared of. And she just excels in it. So, if depends on the project, like, with the bromance, like, she's gonna take lead on that, and I'm gonna come in in, like, dialogue.
Yeah.
Like, this dialogue could work better if we do it like this, or how about if we do this interesting thing here instead? I can do that part of it.
But she essentially becomes my editor, and is in that part where I'm taking over our project and she comes in and kind of fluctuates and helps with that. But when we're writing together, we are going back and forth.
Yeah.
And then we're just somehow writing it together.
Some days we can sit together like this and just, like, hammer it out on the laptop, and about 90% of that is us sitting there giggling at our own dumb ideas and not writing it. But
or there's days where she's taking over and writing 5,000 words, and then I go over and read them. But I love that. Or I'm taking it like, yeah, that part doesn't sound right.
Hey, we need to fix that because you forgot this very important thing. Like,
and then or I'll come in and I'll do enough. Like, I'll come and do 5,000 words over here, and then she'll come in and
tag your it.
We play tag your it a lot. But between that, we'll constantly just it's our process. We're that weird.
We're planters.
Yeah.
We're planters with each other. We have plans and they go off the rails.
Yeah.
And that's okay. I have done some writing myself, which is, by the way, not at all great. But I went to a writing workshop a couple years ago. That's how I met Meg Becker, actually. And Erika actually gets the opportunity to meet that whole writing group. So we walked away from that writers conference with, like, a group of 7 of us that are from completely different worlds, completely different work backgrounds, family backgrounds, where they currently live. Like, we are from 7 different places, and we became a really, really good group of friends. So like every year we try to do like a writer's retreat type of thing. And Erika is actually joining us this year because the last one that we did, my old podcast, we did a podcast interview with everybody at the table, and it was total perfection. So Erika is actually going to get to meet some of the writing conference peeps that I've known for a few years. That writing conference, there was a lot of like, breakaway sessions that talked about like, let's talk about your brand, let's talk about the book, let's talk about the storyline. How do you structure it? And like, it's always split 50-50 where it's like, oh, we're just gonna write how our heart feels us to write today. It's fine. But then the other person, like Meg, she's an outline girl. Like, I need to have structure and I need to have this and here's my story and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no. Like, I write with feeling. And so I'm like, no. So yeah, I get that. Kind of being ran by chaos is kind of the thing. But you guys have figured out how to write together, which is really cool. You don't see a lot of those. I mean, you might see it where it's more of like a shadow writer and they're not really like the face of the brand, but you guys are owning it together. I think that's
like
super
through and through. And one of the best compliments we ever received from like one of our art creators was like, you guys are 2 people. Like, honest, they were like, we've read so many like double authors that you can feel the voice shift or the tone shift. And you knew that, okay, this other author took over right here. And they were like, we don't feel that. And it was like, that is one of the best compliments we've ever received.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. I couldn't tell with Dance with the Devil. Yeah, that's awesome. So there is one quote that completely captivated me just as a person, or a phrase, I guess. In the darkest pages, you're never alone. Where did that come from? Like, what is that from? What does it mean to you guys?
It just came out of my brain one day.
Mm-hmm.
Because we write dark shit, right? We're not dark romance, but yeah, we're gonna dive into that
eventually. It could be,
but just the overall environment we write in, it's dark, it's real, it's gritty, it's painful. We noticed like we have so many projects that are kind of waiting in the wings for their turn. And one of the biggest, especially so like Dance with the Devil and Pack or Pray, they are 2 different stories, but they're in the same universe, right? So, and our vampire series is going to be also in that same universe. And they're going to, eventually these people are going to come together. The one thing we noticed, that one continuous line of theme was loneliness. Every motivation in every character so far that we've really kind of dissected after we published these 2, we noticed it all stems from their loneliness, how they react to it, how it molds them as people, how it shapes relationships.
Yeah, why they did what they did to begin with.
Yeah. So
all respect to
loneliness and how it can change you, how it can hurt you, it can save you, it's so many different things can come from just this seemingly one awful thing. And just with the experience we have personally with mental health, with family members, with losses that we've had, kind of recognizing how lonely you can feel. And then going back to like my darkest time, I picked up a book and that's what set me off on this path that I'm on now, this incredible life. But it all started because I was in the darkest place. And I wasn't alone when I picked up that book. I was no longer alone. And that's kind of where that brought it from, is like, in our pages, we are there with you.
Yeah. I know we all have our, how do I say this delicately? We all have our thought processes on J.K. Rowling in general. But Harry Potter was that escape for me. I had a really not so amazing childhood. And when that first book came out, it was like, this is my escape. I read that book in a day and I was 11 also. So it was like, that was my That exactly. Like, that was and I didn't, on an embarrassing psychological level, didn't pick that up until I was, like, out of high school, and I was like,
when do we ever pick it up?
oh. Right. But yeah, I get that. That is that's awesome. So, without okay. Okay, let me ask, what inspired Dance with the Devil and the Road to Hell series?
That's a story, Todd.
You already know that I'm a fan, but I need to
Um, okay, so I have to be kind of careful with this one, but it's a little bit on. I don't even know how to word it. Like, it's very there's extremely personal feelings and experiences that occurred. So Charlie did come from a lot of my, like, she's one of my characters from RP, so she's grown quite a bit, but a lot of her story has she's me in a weird sense, so there are some connections that has happened with her that I can relate
Some
easily
of
with.
her, like, inciting moments that springboarded her into the life that she's in came from things that were inspired by things that she experienced.
Yeah.
People that hurt her, that's very real. Those are very real instances, emotions and feelings.
Yeah.
Trying to be delicate and careful, to avoid that fun part of writing. But
Yeah. Don't wanna get sued. But it's just there's those feelings of abandonment, like,
betrayal by somebody who
betrayal.
was supposed to be there to the end.
Yeah.
Especially specifically at your lowest.
Yeah. So a lot of this happened during COVID, and we hammered this book out specifically during COVID, but most of it was already, like,
The characters already had a life of their own through, like, RPing together. And, the thing about RP is, like, it can change, it can fluctuate. You grab a character and throw them into this plot, or grab a character, throw them into this whole other plot that has them as a whole different, like, experience or whatever. But we found their truth and where they came from writing these books.
Yeah. They grew into different beings.
Because Charlie started off as her character. I did Lucifer's character in our RP. So he was just fun. But, like, with with Dance and the Devil, and the Devil Dance with the Devil, sorry. A lot of very personal moments are in there that she experienced with Pack or Pray. There's a lot of, like, me in there too, as, like, being young and stupid and falling for the worst kind of person. There's a lot of that, a lot of us in both of our books. Yeah. And even in the books that we have coming up, the vampire series, like I said, the siblings, they're going to have experiences that are going to be not, like, unlike other things that we've dealt with, or that people we love have dealt with.
It's interesting.
Yeah. It's we try not to self-insert. Like, there's a whole line of this character is a self-insert. Like the Buffy thing. Let's go back to Buffy for just a second. Xander being the self-insert of Joss Whedon.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
It's not that level. Like, this isn't
our essence are in it.
Our essence, yeah.
It's more of our essence, because it's hard not to put yourself, as being a writer, it's hard not to put a little bit of yourself inside of your work.
Yeah.
It's almost like that with anything.
Absolutely.
Art. Like,
you're putting a piece of your soul in.
Yeah. So that's the same instances with our books, is that we put a little bit of our essence inside of these characters, the world that we're building,
what they've gone
through,
and especially, like, even Lucifer. Like, I came from a pretty conservative Christian family. Since I was 13, I've had questions. I've shook my fist up at the higher beings. I searched for that spiritual understanding. I've done a lot of questioning, the same way that Lucifer in the book spouts off like his problems with, his dad, is kind of like a little bit of how I feel about growing up in religion. So there's a lot of those pieces taken into account when we're doing our writing.
Mhm. Hopefully that answered.
Yeah. I like the intertwined. It's kind of cool because we've talked about that. Who did we talk about that with, Erika? There was the sort of religious
Was it
aspect
Vanessa
of
Kramer with the dark
what was that?
with her like
Yeah.
Yeah. So like because I grew up pretty heavily, well, not heavily, but a pretty strong religious family, and there's so many questions that I have, and there's so many questions, and that's I feel that I get that, so much doubt. Yeah. Erika, do you? I know I know you kind of jumped into it, but do you have questions for them too?
Like we went over it a little bit. Like, how do you get like inspiration or like push past like writer's block? Like, I know you said that you both sort of like tag it, but is there any time where like you both can't?
Music. Oh yeah, I'm music heavy. Like I absolutely can.
Sarah is too. Well, we both are, but Sarah definitely the most.
Yeah, I just music is what helps me. Like if I can put on some headphones and just disappear. It takes sometimes it can take a little bit, but when I find that right tune, that helps me pick up on a scene. Or movies sometimes help with that inspiration. Getting out of the house, and finding a location and just watching people, yeah, that can help too. Really when it comes something that I learned about writer's block is that there's something that like something else that needs to be fixed before you can do what you're needing to do. So if you're worried about needing to like what's preventing you from sitting down and doing your writing? Is it needing to do dishes? Or are you needing to go do the laundry? Is there something else
Is it
that
a 2-year-old feral bam bam child?
Yeah. Like, is there something that's causing that? Are you needing rest? Like, yeah, there's days where you're gonna be hard on yourself because you weren't able to get those words out, and
It's also
sometimes
a lot of it is forgiving yourself for not getting
forgiving
to it.
yourself because writer's block is hard. It is definitely difficult, and it's not always easy for everybody to push through it. And sometimes you do need that extra inspiration, and what I find important is having the writers community because sometimes you need that extra friend because if you really are running through a rut of I can't find inspiration anywhere.
I can't find inspiration. I can't find my voice right now.
And having that friend to bounce off ideas with is a godsend. And that's because you could sit there and go, okay, so where are you stuck? What scene are you stuck with? And and that friend can say, okay, well, I'm trying to do this. And I'm like, okay, well, why don't we try this? And they're like, interesting. So you help that person build that.
And it helps them think out of the box when you're too close to it.
Yeah. Because sometimes that's also a problem that you may be.
Yeah.
And sometimes, so that's where it is. Like music's for me. Sometimes even going to my friends if I need it.
I have to admit, like, that's the community, like, finally, like, connecting with Chelsea fully and getting on this, like, this whole road. Pack or Pray, little backstory on that. That book I wrote in 2013 by myself when I was a fresh baked baby author. And I made a lot of mistakes that some of them are unchangeable. Some of them I've changed many, many, many times. But I've had book 2 pretty much started since this book was published, and I gave up. I got a bad review. I took it to heart. I said, okay, this sucks. I've changed it so much and it's not getting traction. And the world of self-publishing was so different back then, just that short amount of time. And there was no community really. Like there was Twitter. That the toxic dump of, ugh. But that was it. and whatever blog you could happen to find. And connecting with Chelsea, she allowed that spark to come back. She kind of breathed life back into that spark, and now we're almost done with book 2 finally. We've made the changes that the first one needed for me to love it again, to connect it to this world, and we're going forward, and it's like almost right there, like
Yeah.
12
And
years.
and all the people that have been like sitting here going, and everyone that's been sitting there waiting for Packer Prey 2 are like,
My
"When's it coming?
mother-in-law
Is it
being one of
coming?"
them, which is like my grandmother-in-law and my mother-in-law are some of the most like religious, very conservative women I know, and they love it. And I'm just like, I'm back to some of the lines I put in there, and I'm like, "Ew, okay," but they are ravenous for the second book, and I'm like, "Okay, I've really got to get the book out for them." But that blog, it was real.
Yeah. Well, speaking of, like, that was 13 years ago when the first one was published, right?
Yeah,
I'm
12
sorry, you
years.
said 2013? Yeah. So, hey, I was close. I wasn't trying to do the math on it. My bad. Like, I guess my good, but my bad also. So with that, trying to remember all of the details and the verse and like all the characters and all the things, do you guys have like, do you just remember or do you have it somehow organized, written down somewhere? Because for me, like I have a couple of authors that I really, really love and I've interviewed them and it's been like, they have an Excel spreadsheet of like, here are all my characters and here's how they're connected. And here's like basically the family tree of like how things,
Yes and no.
are
Yeah,
connected.
it's that weird mix. So we have stuff written down and it's spread out everywhere. We have notes on Discord. We have notes on old RP sites. We have notes in Google Docs. We have notes on Atticus and in Campfire and in like
They're everywhere.
they're everywhere.
But a lot of it is
A lot.
headed too.
Yeah.
Like there's
We
one minute.
will be driving by ourselves and just, oh yeah, this is an idea. It's like, you know what Dom said to me the other day? Like, Dom is a character in one of our upcoming books. And it's like, you know what he said to me the other day? Because they jump out at us and they have these personalities and they have these voices. We have like written maybe a few chapters of that book so far.
Mm-hmm.
Legitimately, like, okay, this is like structured at that point. But they've been in our head since 2008. So like we have that multiple personality like
Character brain.
character
Like,
brain.
like they have a they have a brain of their own.
They have a brain of their own. They argue in our head. They have epic love in our head, and we can feel like we can feel when they're coming out. Like we can feel which one is wanting the spotlight, and their voice is still so distinct when they talk to us. I don't think we've ever run into a problem where we're like, oh no, we just wrote that sounding like this other character. But like
or not knowing who is who,
Yeah.
or mixing up. Like there was a time where I think in Dance with the Devil we had mixed up what Lucifer's eye color was. I
Oh,
think.
yeah.
There was a few times where we were like, oh, wait, what color was his eyes again?
and it's really hard when you have characters that eyes do shift a little bit.
Yeah.
Like that you're adding a little extra problems where there probably don't need to be, but those are like easy little fixes because we usually identify that really quick. Like, wait a minute, that's not his eyes.
Like, wait a minute.
Those are Brian's eyes. What are we doing here?
Brian's not here.
No. But it's I don't know. For me, that's like probably the most fun part about writing is the character building and then literally having that strong voice in my head where I don't necessarily need the notes to know like they would respond exactly like this to this situation. So it is kind of weird because we're on the same wavelength. So it's like we're in brains.
We have character sheets just spread out everywhere. That's really it. So
yeah.
Erika and I use Trello, and to be mean to Erika a little bit, I use Trello, and it's there for Erika when she decides she's going to use it.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful organization app. I've been using it for like 10 years, and it's awesome. I use it for multiple things, like multiple projects. And it's excellent.
Yeah,
It's
and
really
I've used
perfect
it
for the pod.
when I worked as a event coordinator, I used to use it a lot. So it's been around for a long time and it's actually really good. I just don't have my shit together is really
Yeah, we're both looking. We're both
trying to look
looking
it up. What's it called?
Trello.
It's called
Trello.
Trello,
Yeah,
and it's
great.
free.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really perfect for like project management and stuff. Like we have it there's things that I want to change a little bit in our specific understaffed board, but it's organized well enough that we have like usernames and passwords, and we have all the episode names, and like it's a really good central thing, and you can go to a website to use it. You can use an app on your computer and the app on your phone. And it's all really nice.
Sending each other
So.
information about the pod on text, Snapchat, Discord, Instagram. No,
and we have every best intention of being like, oh yeah, let's add that into Trello and we can use that for the next episode and whatever.
Sarah knows I won't do it. I'm doing my best.
It's not,
I don't know what it is about.
It's so bad.
I'm like, I have. It's going to take me 30 seconds to put it in Trello, and I'll look at it and I'm like, but I can't.
And I don't know if it's just because I use it almost daily, like not just for the pod, but for some of the other projects that I have. And it's like, maybe that's just, the routine for me. And for her, it's not a routine at this point, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But
for
we
me,
just, yeah. So, but I will say Trello is
Sarah
excellent.
Is an absolute gem because I have ADHD, and my flavor of that is that time doesn't exist. And also starting literally any project is like, I need to like get
in the mindset.
I can't just do it. Someone's like, just do it. And I'm like,
so what is that? What is that called? That
no,
rejection? No, not rejection. The like the avoidance, the demand avoidance. Sorry.
Yes. I think part of it is that for me, like, time doesn't exist. So I'm like, I don't know how long it's going to take to do the dishes. I'm like, it's going to take 10 hours. No, it won't. It's going to take 15 minutes tops. But I'm like, there's my whole afternoon.
10 hours.
No, bitch. It's going to take 15 minutes. I do use Goblin Tool a lot. It's called it's goblin.tool. And when I'm stuck in that, I can type in like, how long does it take to do the dishes? And it's like,
they're both like reaching for their phones.
Like, say like 15 minutes where I'm like, ugh, I have to make dinner. And it's like, what ingredients do you have? And it'll like give you some options. It's like, when you have like when you have a toddler and you're like coaxing them through doing stuff, it's kind of like that, but for you, because you're a grown up and you don't have somebody to do that for you.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. In advance.
Like we said, we're chaos incarnate. So I like it. I can lose myself in if I'm horrible, especially if I play like video games or something. The world just disappears behind me.
Bro, if you're sitting at that computer trying to do schoolwork,
if I do
you're gone.
Schoolwork, if I do,
and we look over and it's not schoolwork, I don't know what you're doing on there, but you're gone.
Yeah, no, like I sit on the computer, I'm gone for like 24 hours. If I'm watching a show, I'm gone for a while. Like, and I get. Yeah, time. Like
time doesn't exist. There's now and there's not now, and I don't know. 5 minutes. Hard to I don't know what that means.
Yeah, that's the same thing. I'm like, it's fine. I'll be done in like 10 minutes, and then 20 hours later, you're like,
it's why
I've got time like trauma.
I can't. It's like why I can't convince myself to do the dishes because it's going to take too long. But I'm pretty sure I can go grocery shopping in less than 30 minutes. That's never happened. I've never done that.
We've talked about that on many episodes where it's like Erika can get up and she thinks that she can get ready, get coffee, and get to work in 15 minutes.
I have done it.
Proven over and over and over again that's not the case.
I have done it though. I can roll out of bed, get ready, and be out the door majority of the time. But there are other times where it doesn't happen. The worst
part of it was like before we all moved in together, and poor James would like we'd be like, let's go to Michael's. Okay, cool. We're gonna go to Michael's. We'll be back in an hour or two. And then 6 hours passed and I still wasn't back home. And James is like, so guess I'm feeding the kids, right? 6 hours had passed.
Yes.
We'd gone to
Yes,
Michael's
you are.
and Barnes and Noble and this Hobby Lobby and some other thing like we randomly thought about.
Yeah.
Oh, we've gotten better.
It's when you put us two together, that's when things turn crazy. That's all. It's
Time just stops existing.
It's
Yeah,
part of
it's
your
just part of
Your
lore.
lore. Yeah. So speaking of time, in a sense, if you're looking ahead 5 years with Madison Chase,
hopefully we'll have at least 3 more books out. Hopefully.
We have 2 out now. Hopefully in 5 years we'll have 3. So in 5 years, God, I would love to at least have all of the series in our big world started. At least book 1 for each series because we have the werewolf series and we have the ancients and demons, we have the vampires and witches coming up, and we also have like little standalone offshoots planned for like some side characters or some like lore or things like that.
Unanswered lore questions.
Yeah. And I would really like to get some of our other standalones out, like the ones that aren't series heavy or like our little sci-fi bromance that.
Oh, that's gonna be heavy. But
It's gonna be a little heavy, but it's also like
you say little, it's gonna be a lot more bigger than I think than we thought we was gonna be. But yeah,
having more of that catalog actually published in 5 years would be fantastic.
I don't know how to write a standalone.
It's hard.
I know. Except there is one. There is one that I am fully like I sat there and thought about it. I don't even know. Like I was just sitting there at work one day because I was bored to death, and I was like, I have an idea for a story, and it's gonna be a standalone because the character dies at the end of it. Like
There we
that's
go.
it. Like that's it. Like
And
it's
then
done.
and then I have a bunch of little like a list of standalones, but they're all my smut books, but they're all standalones. So maybe that'll eventually will become part of like what we have to offer. But outside of just publishing like the books, obviously, I want to continue to be a part of Kansas City Book Beat and to build that community around here. Like that has just become a dream we didn't realize we had until we got in the thick of it.
Yeah.
Watching authors connecting and growing together has been so freaking amazing. And then we also have, there's been talks between us about wanting to open up our own bookstore.
that would be so
That is
awesome.
kind of a really like we're definitely we have no capital, we have no asset, but we have big dreams and we have ideas for it.
Really, but mainly for Madison Chase though.
Yeah.
I really would like to see our books more out there. And I mean, the biggest thing was hoping to go outside of
The Kansas City area.
Get out and go to like St. Louis, go to
Go to New Orleans.
Yeah, New Orleans, because that's where our books are gonna be
Based out of.
That would be okay. Somebody's following us.
We're gonna turn that off. But it was like,
but go and travel and have our name spread more because I want people to read our books and see it, and I want to share this world we're building. Because I love our stories, and I want others to enjoy it too, and I want to also
maybe
bring out other books.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's so many stories going on in our heads that just being able to.
It's loud in here.
Yeah, it's so
It's really
loud.
But also maybe, getting in 5 years, I'd like to get 500 views on a TikTok without,
500
without
views.
it being
Just
having
500.
absolutely nothing to do with our writing. Like that would be great. That's a goal.
Well, this is a perfect segue because we're hitting about an hour 20 as far as recording. So we'll probably wrap it up a little bit, but this next question as far as like outreach, obviously we're going to be cross-posting and getting your name out there a little bit with the pod. So where can people find you? Like website, Amazon, like
So we have a
where can you
website,
be
it's
found?
madisonchasebooks.com.
Yep.
Right now we've been trying to transition to a little bit more custom branding. I've been working on redoing our logo, making the website more us. So we've been working on that together.
So yeah, our books can be found on
On
our
there.
website. You can purchase a book from us and have it signed, and you get little goodies with it. If um that's an option, or you can get both books on Amazon through KU.
We're
if that's
trying
an
to
option.
move from the Amazon beast, but the reality is that it's a beast for a reason, and we also don't want to cut out accessibility to anybody.
Yeah.
So if if all you got is Amazon, I'm not gonna hold anybody like about buying off Amazon or going to KU. We personally don't want to
Right.
feed the beast anymore,
But it's
a reality.
yeah.
So
KU,
It's a
it is
necessary
necessary
evil
evil.
for the
And
time being.
here soon, absolute big great news is that Dance with the Devil's audiobook is like right here.
Yeah.
I did see somebody's name pop up on the advanced listening copy form. So like it is right there. We are finishing pickups. Ben and Mariana,
oh
they are fantastic.
yes, they brought our characters to life.
So I don't know if you're familiar with voiced by Ben or narrated by Mariana. So Ben is a Kansas City local narrator. She came up to us on
One of our karma events.
yeah, one of the first events we did. She introduced herself as a narrator, and like she's a peach. Like she is a peach.
Absolutely amazing.
And we connected because they did that human voices only thing on TikTok. We're like, yeah, let's submit this scene here. And she did it, and we were like,
Oh dear heaven.
oh. So a little bit later, we got some funds, and we're like, hey, girl, it's time.
And she
loves Lucifer so much. She's like, yes. And you can, like, she really brings him to life. Some people are really like about a single narrator narrating both sides. And honestly, she puts so much richness into all her characters' voices that sometimes can't tell that it's one person doing it. I love that so much. And Mariana does a special narration for one of our characters because, we had talked to Ben about Carmen Vega. And, I love Carmen Vega. She's also one of my old RP characters that I've just taken to every site that I ever was on. She came with me.
but she speaks Spanish.
And I very much do not.
Nor does Ben.
So Ben was not exactly comfortable. She's like, I can do it, but I would feel more comfortable if we can find somebody authentic that could really bring her to proper life. And so we did a secondary call just for her lines, and we found Mariana Olmeda. I'm sorry, I butcher that all the time. And she reads the lines for Carmen and Camilla. And so it's just this fun little secondary narration. She's great. She's she got super excited when we gave her the profile for the character. She's like, yes, I love her. Like, yes, yes. And they do a great job. And that's coming very soon. It's been a little delayed due to some technical difficulties.
Yeah.
But that's been remedied. And now we are just
waiting on us. Yeah.
Waiting on us to finish some
look, I've been sick, okay?
We tried to do the pickups while she was still sick, and I was increasingly because I was trying to listen, but I was getting a in my ear while trying to listen for mistakes. And
not that she's throwing you under the bus or anything,
never. But that'll be finished, and then we'll have those advanced listening. We'll be picking our advanced listeners soon. Yeah. Another little period there.
And we're like,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
hi.
Definitely you guys are on the list.
Yeah, audio is like my favorite form of reading, and I will also die on that hill if anybody tells me that
Oh,
audiobooks is not actually
right.
Yeah,
reading.
No,
I
I
don't
don't
care.
care.
You
I
clearly are
literally don't
uncultured,
care.
and I don't care about your opinion.
uncultured. It's so ableist.
It is ableist.
Because hello, not everybody can read the print. Like, that's just such an ableist standpoint.
It's I'm a multitasker, and me sitting here and just reading, my brain, my thoughts, my anxiety will override the reading and be like, "Bitch, you have
Yeah.
so many things that you need to do."
Exactly.
And then I can't enjoy reading.
We've been really
It's
big about
awful.
accessibility. It is not cheap to, as an author, to do an audiobook. I did one with Packer Prey that was royalty share. Packer Prey, I do not recommend checking that one out because that one is going to be redone. We had edits since then, but because of the contract with ACX or Audible, we were stuck for 7 years. So that ends this year, and we're going to be working on redoing Packer Prey.
Yeah.
But we are all about accessibility, whether that is ebook or print, or like I want to do a either large print eventually or using dyslexic font.
Yeah.
Like dyslexic font is one of my like big goals of when we can do a special edition. That is one special edition I would love to do.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome. Okay. So do you guys have any upcoming events? Like I know I'm hoping that we see
Yes,
you'll see
we'll
us
be
in
there.
November.
We're also going to the Witching Hour by the Dark Flame Society.
Yep, Dark
we'll
Flame
be there.
Society. That is on. I do have a
The
little
4th?
color coded.
I believe that's
calendar.
October 4th.
October 4th. Yep, the Witching Hour. So that is at, I believe, yeah, that's in Olathe. With the Dark Flame.
Is that
Yes.
the Dark Flame Society? Is that okay?
So other
Okay.
than that,
Then there should be.
we are gonna. So September 20th, we're going to be at Elsewhere Apothecary doing the Equinox.exe market, and then we are going to be part of the Liberty Fall Fest with Kansas City Book Beat. So we're not doing our own table there. We're doing like the big table with other authors. We're like trying to. One thing I love about the Kansas City Book Beat when they do these like festivals and cons is we're trying to make it accessible to any author like that.
And help
Table
authors.
fees can get outrageous, right?
Yeah, and then helping authors learn how to sell
How to sell their books, how to pitch their books. If they're struggling or something's not working,
Yeah.
hey, we can help brainstorm a way to get your book, like somebody take notice of it. And I love that collaborative nature of those tables. Like that's one of my favorite things. So Liberty Fall Fest is a 3-day festival, and we're going to be tabling with them with that. The Witching Hour, I think we're going to be on anime, but I'm not 100%. I believe I think we're doing finalizing that.
I think it's being finalized. I think we're also doing something else with that. I can't remember exactly the details.
There's a panel.
Yeah, I think I was part of doing the panel.
Yeah, they're submitting to try to do a panel. So Kansas City Book Feed is going to take some of the authors either. I don't know the details of the panel, but this one is going to be participating because I freeze up. I did Queer Ink, and that was one of the scariest days of my life. I'm not a public speaker, and it was a very personal and very vulnerable day.
Good.
And like I'm still kind of traumatized from that, but it was a great day. Like I love that day. As traumatizing as it was for me as a non-public speaker, I'm not ready to do it again. So, so she's gonna take over that one. We do also like we also have Kansas City Book Beat events that we're working on coming up. I know there's going to be a workshop about like the not so fun parts of writing, the dark side of owning a small business as a writer, and those things that people just kind of overlook. So that's coming up also in October. We're gonna be posting more about that. This next Saturday, we help some authors get in touch with Barry's Golf and Groove.
Yeah.
It's a golf and dance studio, which is really fun. And they were wanting to connect with local authors. So we have sports romance authors, and some romance. And
But we're not going to be at that one.
We're not going to be at that one. But we're working on a lot of things. So aside from like the events we're gonna be at as Madison Chase. We're working on some great things like a vampire-based blood drive in February. Yeah. So
Yes.
yes,
Oh,
keep
I
your
love
ears open
that.
for that.
That's something that's one of the goals that I'm trying to go for is do a community-based blood drive and hope to do bring in some more urban fantasy authors and bring that all together because I think that would be something different
Yeah.
and
different, and
unique.
It's different, it's unique, and like it's that community. It's Kansas City Book Beat isn't just about books, it's about Kansas City. So
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm a huge fan of Kansas City. Everyone in Kansas City should know that. I'm a huge fan. Erika has only been
It
the one
is. I
time, but
really
it's
like it.
excellent. Fucking love that town. So, oh my
I
God.
need to-
Okay, Erika, you ready?
I have my artistic process. Okay.
This is where Erika
It's the
shines,
intro and the
honestly.
outro. It only took me like a year to nail it down, and even then I fuck it up.
We'll nail it down. We both suck.
The amount of times we're like, shit, do I go first or do you go first? It's we're professional.
Every time.
Anyway.
Swear to God.
I have to redo the spirit figures. It's an integral part of my process. Leave me alone. One day you should just like all of my various spirit fingers and weird hand gestures. Like you can't see how my arms are moving, but like in person. Well, you guys were there when we were recording before the show. Like I am always like
Yeah. Talk about this.
You're right.
Like
okay. Okay, that's it for us, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. Remember our sponsors, Forever Storage. Christmas is coming up. Make sure that you have family portraits for your mom. She would love it. Primal Queen, also great. Everyday Dose, delicious coffee and matcha. And our book club that we always remember and never forget. Never ever is in the show notes because I totally didn't forget what the book was called.
I can't with you.
We do it every week, and I'm like, I pick the books. I'm the one that picks them, and I still don't remember what they're called.
The Black Knight series,
Brotherhood of-
the Wow, hold on. I've got it in. Nope, it doesn't matter. I'll add it into the show notes, like Erika said, because that's going to take too long to find.
Remember to follow us, like us, leave comments. It makes us so happy. And we love you anytime. Thank you and good night.